Hi everybody, welcome back for math. So last week we were working on addition and we did addition problems and the answer was the sum, and we did doubles, we did near doubles, we did adding with 5 on a 10 frame. All of those things we used a plus sign, the equal sign at the end, and the answer at the end. We took two parts, we put them together. If we're adding on a number line, let's say Mrs. Long says 3 plus 2. I would go to the 3 and I would do 2 jumps. 1, 2, and I'd land on the number 5. Or we learned about near doubles last week. So if Mrs. Long said 3 plus 2, maybe you're thinking in your mind, I know that 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 plus 1 more is 5. Today, we are going to be doing something different. We are going to be subtracting, which means now we're going to be jumping back. We're taking away. So we're going to watch our video. Whoops.
How can you find 7 minus 2? You can use a number line to help you subtract. You can start at 7 and then count back 2 jumps. If you start at 7 and count back 2 jumps, you end at 5.
Okay. Up here, they have the sentence being starting at 7 and jumping back 2. 7 is the number that we start with. If they say jump back, you want to jump toward the 0 so that the numbers get smaller. So we are jumping 1, 2 jumps, and we land on the number 5.
You can also start at 7 and count back 2 numbers. Do you get the same answer? You get the same answer. You are finding 2 less than 7 either way. So 7 minus 2 equals 5. When you subtract 3, you count back 3. How can you find 7 minus 3 using a number line?
Boys and girls, you have number lines on your red name tags up at the top. They are marked with yellow and blue circles. You also have number lines on your math pages, and you also have number lines in your math work folder in a packet of math tools. So it says when you're subtracting or counting back for 7 minus 3, I would start on the bigger number always. So for 7 minus 3, I'm going to start on the 7, and I'm going to do 3 jumps back. 1, 2, 3. I land on the number 4.
You can start at 7 and count back 3 jumps. You can also start at 7 and count back 3 numbers. So, what is 7 minus 3? Select your answer.
7 minus 3 is 4.
Seven minus 3 equals 4. Explain why you count back 0 when you subtract 0. Then use the number line to find 7 minus 0.
Subtracting with zeros is so simple. If you have 7 cookies and you take away 0 because you haven't eaten any of them, how many cookies do you have left? Well, if you start on 7 and you have to do 0 jumps, I'm not going to do any jumps. I'm still on the number 7. The answer is 7. What if I had 9 minus 0? It's the same thing. If I'm on the 9 and I don't do any jumps, the answer is 9. What if I have 12 cookies on a plate minus 0? The answer is 12. Whenever you subtract with 0, the answer is going to be the same as the number that you started with.
When you subtract 0, you are not taking anything away. So you do not need to count back at all. So 7 minus 0 equals 7.
If you start at 7 and don't count back any, you stay at 7.
You have just learned how to use a number line and counting back to help you subtract.
Okay, I'm going to find the paper that we're going to do together. So please have page I believe it's page 109 in front of you. And it's a school bus. Just like with addition, we're always going to circle important things, important numbers. And when we subtract, there's going to be different clue words. So my story at the top says there are 5 people on a bus. It doesn't matter if they're in a bus, in an airplane, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that there are 5 people. I'm going to circle the number 5 in my sentence. The bus stops and 2 people get off. I see the number 2. I know that's important. So please circle the number 2. And if you go down here under the stars, straight down, you're going to see the words get off. And right now I want you to imagine 5 people riding a bus. The bus stops, the doors open. I want you to imagine 2 people getting off. Get off is a clue word for subtraction. Those people are leaving. It says use the number line to show how many people are still on the bus. Well, there were 5 people to begin with. I'm going to go up here and check my notes. There were 5 people to begin with, so I'm going to start on the 5. The bus stops and 2 people get off. I'm going this way, where the numbers get less. I'm going to jump back 2. 1, 2. I land on the number 3. There are still 3 people left on the bus. Let's write the number 3 on the bottom. Curve it round the tree. 3 people left on the bus. When you're done writing that, please turn to the next page. You have another number line here, right in the middle. It says count back to subtract. We always look for the guided practice and the stars in the middle of the page. This part up here is the video that you just watched. This is a review of the lesson. Let's go down here to guided practice. Here's your number line. You're going to want to make sure that you're not writing all over your paper because it's going to start getting confusing for you when you start making jumps. So I would just use my finger. Let's look at number 1. It starts with a -1. Here we have the number 4, and we're just jumping back 1. I'm going to put my finger on the 4. That's my whole number. And I'm going to take 1 jump back. 4 minus 1, I land on 3. You might know that the number 3 comes right before the number 4. So minus 1s are easy for me, just like plus 1s, because I know what number comes before. Then we have a minus 0. Minus zeros are the best because the answer is whatever number I start with. If I'm on the 4 and I don't take any jumps back, the answer is 4. Let's put a 4 underneath. Let's do number 2 together. I start at the 6. It says minus 0. That means I'm not moving. 6, don't take any jumps back. You're still on the 6. Let's write the number 6 for our answer. The next one is 6 minus 2. I'm starting back on the 6. I'm getting my jumper ready. This time I'm jumping backwards 2. 1, 2. You try it. See what you land on. You'll land on the number 4. Number 3, we're starting all the way with the number 9. This time we're going to jump back 5. I'm going to start on the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I land on the number 4. Try this one by yourself. Start on the 9, jump back 3. See what you land on. You should have landed on the 6. You're on the 9. 1, 2, 3. 6 is my answer. I'm going to erase this page. Boys and girls, you're going to do this part by yourself. Here's where we start. Here's your number line. Here's my advice. Don't use your pencil to jump back on this line. You'll mark it all up. You're going to do the same thing that you did on the front. This is independent practice to show what you know. It says count back or use your number line. Here's 6 minus 5. I'll do one with you. You're going to start on the bigger number. That's the 6. And I'm going to jump back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every time I jump, I touch a new number. I landed on the 1. I'd like you to do 5, 6, 7, and 8 by yourself. For number 9, it's higher order thinking. They want you to draw a picture and write a subtraction equation. I'm going to do it with you. It says that Amy and Ryan buy pencils at the store. Amy buys 10 pencils and Ryan buys 8 pencils. How many fewer pencils did Ryan buy? Well, I'm going to put my numbers in my subtraction sentence. I'm always going to start a subtraction sentence with the biggest number. Here, 10 is the biggest number. I'm going to write 10 minus 8. Now you can do this a couple different ways. This says how many fewer. What they want to know is, what is the difference between 10 and 8? So here's what I'm going to do. I know how to make a 10 frame. I'm going to do 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom, and that's going to represent Amy's pencils. So I'm going to do 1. Remember, this is not art class. You can draw circles. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are Amy's pencils. Ryan buys 8. So I'm going to cross 8 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many fewer did we not cross off for Ryan? Ryan has 2 fewer than Amy. Boys and girls, I know I'm going through this quickly. This is different than when we do it together. If you need to rewind the video, you can do that. Let's check out the back and see what kind of challenges they have on the back for us. Remember, when we see these red things, we don't need this. If you'd like to give the back a try for a challenge, it says Manuel picks a number. His number is 4 fewer than 8. I have 2 numbers here. An 8 goes at the beginning. It's the biggest number. Minus 4. You can solve 8 minus 4. You can get a number line and jump back. Same thing with number 11. Cross out all this red stuff. You don't need it. Beth is thinking of a number. It is 0 less than 10. 10 is going to be my number. Minus 0. You're going to write your answer. 10 minus 0. Now the last 2, these are real brain stretchers. If you want to give it a try, you may give it a try. I would be happy to look at it Wednesday morning. Number 12 says to write a story to match the subtraction problem. It says 5 minus 1. Maybe you say 5 people are on a bus, 1 person gets off. How many are left? 5 ducks are swimming in a pond. 1 flies away. How many are left? This is optional. Number 13, optional. If you do not want to do them, that is okay. All right, boys and girls, great job. You're going to finish up math, and Mrs. Long is going to post a Johnny Appleseed Brain Pop video for you to check out. Excellent job getting all your work done. You are such hard workers. I am so proud of you. Have a great afternoon.